Hello once again. It has been a while since I've made a video, but there's some exciting news today from Blizzard, so I figured I'd make a video. I just want to say, so the past month or so I haven't made any videos for a couple of reasons. One being that Gadgetzan, I don't know, didn't really usher in any new deck archetypes, so to speak. So I just didn't feel like any videos were going to be that worthwhile to make. I don't know. And also, I think I burnt myself out a bit, so I needed to take a break, so that's where we're at with things now. But time to get back into it, because Blizzard announced the next expansion at BlizzCon today. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch it live. I was at work. I do have a day job. As you can see, it's called the Mean Streets of Gadgetzan. I don't know much about Gadgetzan in terms of the lore or anything like that. Just sort of what I've read a little bit. It's not really that big a deal to me. So early December is the release date. They've got the pre-purchase thing again. I think it's $50 for 50 packs. So I'll probably do that. It looks like there's sort of this, they're calling it factions theme going on. So we've got 3 factions for the 9 classes. There's Grimy Goons, Cabal, and Jade Lotus. And you can see here that Hunter, Paladin, Warrior belong into the Grimy Goons. The Cabal faction is the Mage, Priest, and Warlock classes. And Druid, Rogue, and Shaman belong to Jade Lotus. So how that fits in, it looks like there might be multiple ways that it fits, but it looks like one way they've shown is that there are neutral minions that can only be played in their faction, one of the factions, and one of the classes that belong to the faction that a part of. Whatever. Anyway, basically, it's like a multi-class card. It's not really a neutral card. It's a multi-class card between specific classes. Unfortunately, I haven't seen any new mechanics exactly be announced. I mean, this is kind of like, I don't really consider this a mechanic, this multi-class card thing. It's a, I don't know, it's a thing. I'm not sure what to call it, but it's not a new mechanic yet, and I really want to see some new mechanics. And I have seen, some of the cards, I've seen some interesting abilities and stuff like that, but it's not anything that I would call a new mechanic necessarily, except for one card, which is cool, really cool. But anyway, let's just go through the cards that they've announced so far. I haven't really seen a lot of them. I've seen a couple of them. So here we go. First off, Druid Legendary, Kun or Kun, I don't know. The Forgotten King. Choose one. Gain 10 armor or refresh your mana crystals. Holy crap. Holy crap. Refresh your mana crystals. Like, that's amazing. You can play 2 10 drops in one turn now. That's amazing. That's an amazing card. I don't know what else to say about that. I mean, you can put this into a Cthulhu deck and drop this and play Cthulhu. Not that that would matter that much, I guess, because, like, I don't know. I mean, usually Cthulhu decks, you're waiting till your Cthulhu is big, but in this instance, you wouldn't even have to wait till it's that big. You could just drop it and have 2 huge threats on the board. Or at least for now, you could have some crazy synergies with, like, Aviana, or you would play Aviana, then you would play this, and then you can just empty all the big stuff in your hand. I don't know, I'm sure there's other crazy combinations of things you could do as well. Alright, the next card, we have Lotus Agents. So these guys this is a card that belongs with the Jade Lotus factions, so you can play it in Rogue, Shaman, or Druid. It's a 5 mana minion that is a 5/3 that has Battlecry, discover a Druid, Rogue, or Shaman card. I don't know how this works exactly. I didn't see any footage yet from it, from BlizzCon or anything, like showing how this is gonna operate exactly, but so it could operate a couple of ways, I guess. So the battle cry could be discover one of these factions cards, depending on the deck type that, or the class that you have this card in. So if you're playing a Shaman deck, you would only discover a Shaman card, Or, you know, same goes with the other two classes. If you're playing rogue, it would be a rogue card or whatever. Or do you get to choose which class you choose from? Then discover or have 3 card options from that class to discover from? Or would it just give you a random card from each class to like choose from? So you'd have 3 cards still, but like one would be druid, one would be rogue, and one would be shaman, but they'd be a random card. So I'm not really sure how these cards work in terms of the discover mechanic on it yet, but it's interesting. It's still not a new mechanic necessarily, because you're still using a battle cry, which is an old mechanic. You're still using discover, which is an old mechanic. You're just sort of putting a new twist on it. Overall, this card in particular, I don't know. It doesn't seem amazing to me. It's a 5-mana 5/3. I don't know. Lunar Visions. Okay, so this is another druid card. 5 mana, draw 2 cards. Minions drawn cost 2 less. So it's a worse Nourish in a way, because you don't have the option to gain mana. And you're only drawing 2 cards. But if they're minions, they're gonna cost 2 less. I'm not sure. This might be okay in some kind of a beast deck, beast druid deck, where card draw is scarce and it's very minion heavy. So maybe something like that. Mark of the Lotus. And granted, keep in mind that obviously there's still way more cards to come out. So maybe, you know, some of these cards will be better once we gain more knowledge of things. Alright, so Mark of the Lotus, common card, 1 mana spell. Give your minions +1/+1. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely more for like a Violet Teacher, like token druid kind of thing with arcane giants in there. I mean, it gives all your minions +1/+1, so I don't know. Maybe it's not bad. Seems okay. But if you don't have minions on the board, well, that sucks. So obviously you could, you know, pair this with Power of the Wild. I don't know, that might be okay for a token deck. Okay, Pilfered Power, 3 mana spell. Gain an empty mana crystal for each friendly minion. That seems pretty good. I mean, with Druid, at least right now, I mean, by turn 3, you can have quite a few minions on the board. I mean, you can get 2 1/1s out of Living Roots, right? It seems like you could have quite a few minions on the board by the time you have 3 mana, or just by turn 3. I mean, obviously you'd want to develop some minions, so you wouldn't necessarily want to coin this out or anything, but I mean, you could too. Like if you had Innervate, you know, if you get a few minions on the board, like even if this gave you 3 mana crystals, like that's pretty huge. Like if you get 3 mana crystals out of this, hell, even if you get 2 mana crystal out of this, huge. I mean, you think of Nourish, that gives you 2 mana crystals for 5 mana. If you can get 2 mana crystals for 2 mana, or 3 mana, like that's ridiculous in and of itself, and that's easy to do. Like just with Living Roots, you could combo this card easily. So you could almost have 10 mana by turn 4, maybe even turn 3. I don't know. This is a pretty crazy card. It's pretty insane. All right, Hunter cards. This is another faction card. Forgot what faction Hunter was in. They are in the Grimy Goons. Okay, so we got Grime Street Informant. It's a 2 mana 1/1, and it says, so it's a 1/1 for 2 mana. Battle cry, discover a Hunter, Paladin, or Warrior card. So it's another faction discovering card for the Grimy Goons or whatever the hell. Seems better than the other one. Jeweled Scarabs played, right? And that's you discover a 3 mana cost card, right? And that's a 2 mana 1/1, so I don't know, this is okay. Okay, we have this is a hunter weapon, it looks like. Piranha Launcher. 5 mana, 2/4 weapon that says whenever your hero attacks, summon a 1/1 piranha. And I have no idea what that piranha looks like. I don't know if that piranha is a beast or not. Seems expensive. It's not very fast. Doesn't seem to be doing what Hunter wants to do, really. Eagle Horn Bow just seems better. So, yeah, I don't know. Not great. That's it for Hunter, evidently, so far. Mage cards. Cabal Courier. This is another faction card. The Cabal, I guess. Battlecry, discover a Mage, Priest, or Warlock card. 3 mana, 2/2. Not great, stat-wise. Now this is a crazy card. This is a crazy card. So this is another faction card. So this can be played in Mage, Priest, or Warlock decks. This card's nuts. I don't even know what to say about it exactly. I just watched a video on how it works. But basically, so it's 4 mana, 3/3 legendary, Kazakus or something. That Battlecry, if your deck has no duplicates, create a custom spell. So, I mean, this is, you know, Reno Jackson all the way for sure. You're playing a Reno deck with this card. So you create a custom spell. Now I watched a video of this and I don't know all the specifics, but basically it looked like the first option was create a 1 mana spell, create a 5 mana spell, or create a 10 mana spell. And then from there, it just gives you different options. The example video showed them creating a 10 mana spell, and so then it gave you 3 options. One of the options was deals 6 damage to all minions. I think that's what it said, and that's the one that was chosen. And then another set of 3 options came up, and one of the options was summon 3 minions, 3 friendly minions that died this game. And so that's the one they chose, and that's what the spell was. Deal 6 damage to all minions, and then summon 3 friendly minions that died this game for 10 mana. And there were other options as well. But this card seems insane. It seems really insane. So, and what I also like about it is it's a 4 mana 3/3. I mean, the 3/3 is not great, obviously, but the fact that it's a 4 mana legendary is pretty cool. You know, usually legendaries are way more expensive. I do like that they're trying to make cheaper legendaries that still are powerful. So this card seems crazy. Seems like a must-have. So, all right, moving on. We have Manic Soulcaster. This is a mage-only card, and it's a 3 mana 3/4, which is premium stats for a 3 mana card or a 3 mana minion. Battlecry, choose a friendly minion, shuffle a copy into your deck. That seems pretty good. Seems pretty damn good. Yeah, I don't even, like, this, you could use this for all kinds of things. Yeah, I don't know, good card, we'll just say that about it. Paladin cards. Getaway Kodo. A secret, great. When a friendly minion dies, return it to your hand. Wow, that can be really annoying. For sure. I know it's not like super highly rated. I mean, there's about a 4, but that seems pretty good. That seems like a pretty good secret, honestly. A really pain in the ass secret to play around. It does seem like it's gonna give Paladin some help in this expansion, just from this card. All right, so so we talked about this one already. Mean Street Marshal, 1 mana 1/2 minion. That is a death rattle of, if this minion has 2 or more attack, draw a card. I mean, obviously, Paladin can buff things relatively easily. I wonder if that, I wonder if this will work with like a Dire Wolf Alpha buff too, like a temporary buff, not just a permanent buff. So I mean, this is definitely a combination card. It's got to be buffed, and then it has to die, and then you draw a card. I mean, it could be good in an aggro deck for sure. I mean, it's a 1 mana, so it's a 1-drop. 1/2, which isn't great if you're trying to play an aggressive deck. Usually you'd rather have opposite stats, you'd rather have a 2/1, but okay. Small Time Recruits, 3 mana spell, draw 3 1-cost minions from your deck. Okay, well, this definitely has some synergy with the last card we were just looking at, and it's definitely a decent card for aggro decks. So aggro Paladin incoming. And the Paladin Legendary is a 3 mana 2/2 called Wicker Flame Burn Bristle. Has Divine Shield and Taunt, so it's a miniature Tyrion. Very mini Tyrion. Damage dealt by this minion also heals your hero. So it's also sort of keeping along the lines of the whole healing thing Paladin's been doing lately. I don't know. Seems meh. Maybe be okay for a control deck in the later game. I don't know. Seems kind of weak, honestly, but maybe there'll be some cards to synergize with it, like some really good buff cards or something. I don't know. We'll see. Now, Priest, these cards seem freaking OP, as you would expect. Okay, anyway. 5 mana, 5/6 right off the bat. That is premium stats for a 5-drop. Draconid Operative. And keep in mind, these are cards that, like this card is you can get from Firelands Portal now as well. So anyway, Draconid Operative. It's a dragon, 5/6 dragon for Priest. Battle Cry. If you're holding a dragon, discover a card in your opponent's deck. Priest and Rogue have sort of been moving into more of this value-oriented sort of style where they're just like creating and stealing cards from. I mean, Priest has sort of always been kind of stealing minions and things, but now they're like with the 4/3 that came out in Old Gods expansion, where you get a copy of one of your opponent's cards in their deck. So this is even better than that because it's better statted for its mana cost compared to the 4 mana minion. And you get to discover the card. So it's not just a random card. So it may not, like most likely you're gonna get a reasonably okay card. Like this is not gonna be just a bad card that you can't even really use. Like this is, because you get to choose what it is. Because it's Discover. That's crazy. This is a crazy, amazing good card. Cabal Courier. So this is another one of the faction cards. You just discover one of these things. One of these cards from Mage, Priest, or Warlock for 2/2, 3 mana, and blah blah blah. Cabal Talon Priest. 3 mana, 3/4. So that's premium stats for a 3-drop. That is a Dark Cultist, basically. Except it's not a Dark Cultist. Instead, it's a mini Temple Enforcer, which is actually better statted for its mana cost by 1, because of the 4 health. But yeah, and you give a friendly minion 3 health, just like the Temple Enforcer does. Crazy good card. Crazy good card. That's all I can say about it. This is something that Priest has desperately needed to be able to like stay on the board and like really do what Priest wants to be doing. So 2 amazing good Priest cards thus far. Kind of scaring me because it's kind of probably going to scare a lot of people because it's what's they feared was going to happen is probably going to happen, and Priest is going to be stupid OP in the next after this expansion releases, and that's all you're going to see on ladder is Priest everywhere, and it's going to be sad. But hopefully there are other cards in other classes that are able to balance things out, and Priest isn't super OP, but we shall see. Next card, 1 mana spell that is a pint-sized potion. It says give all enemy minions -3 attack this turn only. That's such a good card. That's an amazing card. I don't like. So Shrinkmeister was a 2 mana 3/2 that had a battle cry of give a minion -2 attack this turn, and it was a great card to combo with Cabal Shadow Priest, whatever the other card. I can't think of the name of the card right now. The 4 mana spell that you steal for until the end of the turn kind of thing. There's too many damn cards in the game anymore. So Shrinkmeister was an amazing card. You can also just use it to help keep stuff on the board, to trade into minions and keep your minions alive. And this is a global spell basically that does it to all enemy minions, which is crazy. Crazy. So not only you could actually combo this easier even with Cabal Shadow Priest because it's only 1 mana instead of 2, so you could do it on a turn 7 or turn 6 if you held the coin that long. So you could steal minions, then you could also just trade into other minions and keep your minions alive. Like this is a crazy good spell. Crazy good. Alright, so another potion. So Priest looks like they're getting a lot of potions. Potion of Madness. Gain control of an enemy minion with 2 or less attack until end of turn. So this is basically a Cabal Shadow Priest and Shadow Madness. That's the name of the card. 1 mana. 1 mana. Well, 1 mana. Okay. Yeah. Priest is OP. Rain. Here comes the Reign of Priest. So we have a 6 mana spell, a little bit of a divergence from the last 2. Dragonfire Potion. Deal 5 damage to all minions except dragons. So, hello Dragon Priest again. But this is going to be OP Dragon Priest. For sure. Like, this is the kind of card that Priest has needed. Just a huge AoE card, right? And when they lost Light Bomb, which Light Bomb was great. Like, I think Light Bomb is the single reason why Priest is not even really a viable class right now. If they held Light Bomb over into Standard, Priest would still be like OP as fuck. So this just seals the deal. The Priest, OP. On to Rogue cards. So it looks like they get a coin, which is interesting. So you just put this in your deck as a thing. It's interesting. Yeah, so not only can you get coins from Tomb Pillagers now, you can just put this in your deck. I mean, this is the kind of thing that Miracle Rogue wants to do with Gadgetzan Auctioneer. So there it is. I'm not exactly sure what you're going to replace in Miracle Rogue, but I'm sure people will put this in it. Okay, moving on. So we looked at this one already. This is a Rogue specific card. 5 mana, 5/5, so not premium stats, but still, you know, reasonable stats. Stealth. Whenever this attack... Oh, it's called a Lotus Assassin. So it has stealth, and whenever this attacks and kills a minion, gains stealth. So basically, if you use this just for minion removal, you can keep it stealth until it dies. I mean, it's pretty cool. So if you can get 2 trades in with minions, and attack to an attack to the face, well, that's pretty good. That's 15 damage this thing dealt for 5 mana. And it can't be targeted. Now granted, you know, there's AoE and whatnot, but stealth is a really powerful ability that Blizzard definitely has to be careful with. I think this is a decent card. Could be a decent card. However, I'm not quite sure what kind of rogue deck it's going to fit in. Maybe it'll be a whole new kind of rogue deck, which was fine with me. So yeah, we'll see. Warrior cards. Seen it. Okay. A 1 mana spell that says, I know a guy. And has some big trolley dude on it. It says, discover a taunt minion. 1 mana. Pretty good. Pretty good. I don't know if that means specifically... I mean, I hope it means warrior or neutral minions, but even then, like, I mean, there's some good neutral taunts, so pretty good card. All right, so that's all the warrior cards so far. Neutral cards. So we have a 6 mana 1/1, which is fucking stupid on the surface, but big time Racketeer. Battlecry, summon a 6/6 ogre. So you're getting 7/7 in stats for 6 mana. I mean, that's really good, and it's over 2 bodies. It's really good. And you combine this with a Bran Bronzebeard, I mean, holy shit. Like, I could see this in a Zoo deck, actually, which is crazy, because you don't really think of Zoo having such high casting cost cards in it. Usually it tops out around 6, but it could still be a good Zoo deck card, maybe. I don't know. It's a pretty crazy card. I'm not sure of the actual validity of it in the end, but it seems pretty cool. We have a 3 mana 3/7 Fel Orc Soul Fiend. At the start of your turn, deal 2 damage to this minion. So 3/7 for 3 mana is pretty crazy. It doesn't have taunt or anything, and it damages itself. So maybe this could go cool, like in a cool combo sort of thing with decks that you want your minions to be damaged for whatever reason. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It could be a good card if there's more cards out there that can synergize with damaging your own minions, but even stats alone is pretty good, so. And it's at the start of your turn, so that's good too. I think it could be a decent card. We have a 5 mana 2/4 legendary called Finja the Flying Star. So this is a Murloc, obviously. And it has stealth. It says, whenever this attacks and kills a minion, summon 2 Murlocs from your deck. So obviously this is wanting to be played in a Murloc archetype kind of a deck. It's sort of using that ability to, whenever it kills a minion, to do something, right? So summoning 2 minions from your deck, pretty cool. Granted, they're Murlocs, so in this instance, it might not even be that good because a lot of Murlocs have battle cries that are useful. I mean, not all of them, but it doesn't seem like Murloc specific decks have really been that good, so I'm not really holding out hope for this being that good. But it's interesting. Friendly Bartender, 2 mana, 2/3. At the end of your turn, restore 1 health to your hero. Pretty vanilla. It's not that good for a 2-drop. This is going to be something you'll see in Arena frequently, I think. And can be okay. It's an okay Arena card. That's basically all that is. So it's 4 mana, 4/4 minion, which is a pretty decent stat. It's called a Kooky Chemist. It has the battle cry of swap the attack and health of a minion. So it's basically 2 times the size of a Crazed Alchemist. So the Crazed Alchemist, this battle cry is why you play Crazed Alchemist, right? And so since that's sort of a techie kind of a card, you don't really care about the body that much. It's a body, but you care about the ability, right? So having that ability be cheap is what matters, not the body that goes with it. So doubling that ability's cost, I don't know if it's worth that. So I don't think this is gonna be a great card. All right, and we have a 1 mana 2/2 called Mistress of Mixtures. Has a Death Rattle, restore 4 health to both players. So this is, I mean, it's 1 mana 2/2 for one thing, which is good in and of itself, and it's a neutral 1 mana 2/2, so any class can play it. But it does restore both players' health to 4. It's not a zombie chow, but it's not bad. I'm sure it'll make its way into some sort of decks for some reason or another, in some kind of combo method, or just for general healing, kind of like Funnel Cake's guy, Refreshment Vendor, did. So we have another legendary. This is a 1 mana 1/1 legendary, and it's a pirate. It has charge, and it says after you play a pirate, summon this minion from your deck. This is sort of a mechanic, but it's not. It doesn't have a name. So rather than like Barnes, where it's copying a minion from your deck, this is actually pulling it out of your deck and putting it on the board. And it says summon it. So you are summoning it from your deck. So you're getting stuff out of your deck, they're thinning your deck out, making it more streamlined. So hopefully, and all right, so this is completely off what I was going with it, but this is a pirate tag, so hopefully there'll be more pirates in this set as well to sort of combo with this and make a really cool pirate decks. And hopefully they'll like buff and stuff. So once you play your pirate, you could like you play that 3 mana 3/3 that buffs pirates. I can't remember what the hell the name is. So you play that, and this would come out, and it would be like a 2/2, I think, or something. I don't know, or a 3/3. I don't remember how much it buffs. Anyway, so but it would have charge. So for like 3 mana, you're getting double the stats. So pretty good. So yeah, could be good, could not be as well. Sort of depends on the other pirate cards or just other cards that can synergize with this better. All right, we have a 5 mana 4/5, which is not good at all for the stats. Second rate Bruiser. It's a taunt, and it costs 2 less if your opponent has at least 3 minions. So this could be good. I mean, you could be a 3 mana 4/5, which is really good with taunt. I mean, holy crap. So honestly, this might just be a really good card, especially with all the decks like Shaman, mid-range Shamans, just putting stuff all over the board, zoo decks, and I mean, it's pretty easy to get 3 minions on the board a lot of time. So I don't know, this could be a really good card. We'll see how the meta shapes up though. We have a 6 mana 5/5 mech. So it looks like they're bringing some mechs back, called Wind Up Burglebot. Whenever this attacks a minion and survives, okay, so it doesn't even have to kill a minion, it just has to attack it and not die. You get to draw a card. Interesting. The stats kind of really suck for 6-drop though. I can't really say much about this. It's interesting. We'll have to see what other cards come out to synergize with it. I think for it to be usable at all, there's gonna have to be some other cards that go with it. All right, so that's pretty much it for now. So I will be, I'll be in it, and as cards are released, I shall make updated videos. I don't know if I'll be making more gameplay videos anytime soon necessarily. We'll see how things go with that. Pretty busy with other things too, but I definitely want to keep on to this, and I'm definitely, you know, once this hits, we'll definitely be doing more gameplay videos of Hearthstone. I do, or would really like to start making Gwent videos as well, but I was not fortunate enough to get one of the early closed beta keys. They're supposedly going to be doing another wave of those at some point, so maybe at that point I can get a key and get into that, because that'll be really cool as well. But so that's it for now. I will see you guys later.